It's always interesting when a game gets to this sort of point, relatively even. 2 Drakes to PSG, a slight gold lead as well. And then you look at the comps, it's like, can't really tell who scales better. It really comes down to execution, right? Like, if Azure gets in without being exhausted, obviously he's going to rip through BLG. If the MF ult gets up and hits 3 people, obviously Elk's going to.
But they're always the most fun, right? Where you just get to see everything thrown in the kitchen sink and see who comes out on top.
And I know, you know, Yone's got the magnifying glass on him for the whole tournament, but I'm truly looking at Betty. And you guys were both, correctly so, giving him so much praise earlier. I really think, you know, he's in a position with Cleanse/Ezreal to be able to now. Oh, the ultimate down now
wave.
for Aja.
He gets the wave, and
Yeah,
because of
good
that,
call.
they decide not to dive. Meanwhile, in the top lane, look at the pressure PSG are putting on. TP from Knight away from the wave. PSG should be able to get the tier 2 here, but they might sacrifice their tier 1 in mid for it. Elk opens up on the tower, takes it, and the tier 2 will be exchanged. BLG deciding that they couldn't defend anyway, and so they want to make sure they open up the map.
And it's not a bad idea. You do get 2 towers there for it, so at least it's something.
True.
But in the grand scheme of things, PSG Talon are still up in towers there, getting more gold. So it's a great spot for them to be in, and a huge amount of that obviously going in towards the hands of Maple. Going to help out with the fact he's nearly 800 gold lead for himself in that mid lane now.
And the towers on Summoner's Rift are not all created equal. The outer ones are only 500 gold for your team. The secondary ones are 800 gold for your team. Plus there's an added benefit of the secondary ones are more funneled gold because more of it is local. So you get like more concentrated power, and what better place to concentrate that power?
100% true, but I will say, if we're going down this Animal Farm route, I feel like the mid lane towers are quite important as well. Now that PSG have managed to get one in response, obviously that's great, but they do open up a lot more avenues to get into the enemy jungle and to actually create these pockets of darkness, pockets of vision that you can play around.
I think you do need a lot of control on the map to try and get value out of that, right?
Yep.
And obviously BLG are doing a good job of setting that up at the moment, but Aja still has good push against Bin. He's in a decent spot, and Maple is a massive threat on side lanes against people like Knight. So the windows of opportunity for BLG to really punish this are tough. I think it's more of a case we're going to need to wait and see if how this next team fight turns out at Dragon, so then that vision could maybe be established by BLG. Otherwise, PSG just get to continue to play outsides in their favor.
All right, well, that side lane focus tower gold actually completed a stride breaker for
Sure.
Maple.
Okay, you're right, you're right. The top lane tier 2 is more equal than the others.
Yeah. I mean, the power of concentrating gold in any MOBA, honestly, is just so big. So we'll see what Maple can do with it. Of course, we were talking about the setup too of you know, his interview and possibly even being his kind of last stance here. Would be a banger if they were able to pull off a really big upset.
Yeah, what a last chance it would be. Around since 2013 on Gamina Bears, all the way back in the age of yore, you have to feel, when it comes to modern League of Legends, has been so consistently on top team, so consistently challenging at World Championships. It would be an incredible performance by him if he is able to make it to the quarterfinals, obviously alongside his compatriots on PSG. The game's still relatively even, though. We talk about it with a slight PSG tinted glasses because they are slightly ahead, because they do have this Yone and this Ezreal and so much power in their comp. But BOG can definitely fight back from anywhere. On court out will burn the flash. Trades it for that Glacial Prison. Solar Flare coming back onto Woody, who has a flash of his own and won't burn it in response.